Yeah, do you mind if I read something real quick? It might take a long time. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
please
It
read.
shouldn't take very long. This is something that I guess it doesn't matter who wrote it. I am the son of immigrants, and I joined the United States Marine Corps in 2005 in order to serve and protect this country that has given so much to my family and countless others. I intended on making the Marine Corps my career, and I served on active duty for 8 years with multiple combat tours of duty in the Middle East. The constant grind of deployments took a toll on my body and my spirit. On one occasion in 2007, my team and I were ambushed and we nearly lost our lives. Our enemy used the concealment of innocent people hiding in the city to shoot at us from, knowing that we would not return fire due to the risk of one of our bullets hitting an innocent civilian. So as a team, we moved and recovered as one. Due to severe combat related injuries and poor decisions to ignore recurring issues, my once promising Marine Corps career ended after 8 years. I developed chronic pain all over my body. I lost a substantial amount of my hearing and needed two major surgeries to repair the wounds to the extent to repair my wounds to the extent possible. Doctors have said that I will never have I will never be pain free ever again. I write these facts not to complain or whine or for anyone to thank me for my service, but to give anyone, an idea of my background. On Saturday, May 30th, my 22-year-old younger sister, Ellie, decided to go to a demonstration in the Fairfax District of Los Angeles near Pan Pacific Park. Although I acknowledge and respect her desire to protest and exercise her First Amendment rights, I wish that she had come to me so that I could have talked some sense into her, or at least loan her my gas mask, or my Kevlar helmet, or even my flak jacket for some protection. That same little sister who asked me why I had to leave as I climbed the buses to go on my first deployment, that same little sister who I asked not to worry for me in my work, but to worry more for my parents, for our parents, for their well being. I asked her to promise me that she would do her very best, that, that she could be the change that she would want to see in this world. Ellie and her friends were marching prior to curfew and encountered some police that seemed to be like loosening up, limbering up, stretching, and itching for a fight. Suddenly, they turned on demonstrators, and one of them fired a rubber round that hit my precious little sister in the jaw, shattering her jaw. She was taken to Cedars-Sinai Hospital, where she was wheeled into surgery. Fortunately, her skilled doctors were able to save her teeth, and thankfully, her injuries were not any worse. But the mirror will remind her of that fateful day the rest of her life.
Wow.
Now, now, with regard to the protests and Ellie, I'm reminded of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the protests that he led. He and his supporters marched through streets and over bridges, not in the vicinity of high-end shops or in the garment district of Los Angeles, where
Mhm.
looters had broken in and stole. How I wish Ellie and her fellow protesters would have crossed bridges or borders, perhaps a type of throwback to civil rights activists crossing the Edmund Pettus Bridge en route to Montgomery, Alabama. Now, just as the 1965 march was met with billy clubs, tear gas, vicious dogs, and brutality, the protests from the recent weeks have also been met with unjust violence, although the setting is much different. I've seen some peaceful protests near high schools, near Pacific Coast Highway, even. And when these demonstrations are close to Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills, People with malicious intent will join the ranks and bring shame on a noble cause. Listen, I'm not trying to dictate where people can or cannot express their First Amendment rights, but my sense is that we give police an excuse by protesting in or near shopping malls and storefronts. And we tempt instigators when our ranks provide the concealment they need to launch their cowardly attacks. In recent months, we've seen this attitude among law enforcement as well as the civilian population. They act neither in favor of life or liberty because they put all lives in imminent danger. Perhaps a march in the desert would show solidarity, or along the coast, along the shoreline. If hundreds of thousands of people got together, the media coverage would come and the voice of unity would be heard. These are just my humble thoughts, my humble opinions. They are the thoughts of a disabled United States Marine who fought a deceptive enemy on foreign soil in hopes of never seeing the same tragic bloodshed in our country. Hopes that were devastated by the shooting and wounding of my little sister. And
Thank you for sharing that, Bravo. That was
what do you think?
really incredible. I'm very moved by that and shocked.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was really, really, really tough. It's been a tough few weeks, especially when I got the call from my father, who was sobbing when he told me that my sister was in the hospital and that her jaw had been shattered.
Wow, I'm so sorry that happened.
She's doing much better now. She has about like 3 different scars on her face, sutures in different places on her face, and they reconstructed her jaw. And like you heard, the doctor was able to preserve her teeth. He thought that she would need prosthetic teeth the rest of her life, but they were able to save some of her teeth and put those back in.
Oh my goodness. I
Yeah. Yeah.
that is tragic to hear. I have myself a younger sister who's the same age. I have a 21-year-old younger
Mm.
sister. That hits, yeah, that's very relatable to me